Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, when Boris Johnson turned Labour's red wall of northern constituencies blue at the last election, he promised to repay the trust of former Labour voters in those seats. 16 months on, Channel 4 News has an exclusive opinion poll looking at how that is going. It suggests that the Tories are still ahead in many of those seats, and the Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer, has yet to find a breakthrough. Our political editor, Gary Gibbon, has this report.
This was where Boris Johnson came when he was trying to put together the new coalition of voters that won in the general election 2 years ago.
If we can get Brexit done...
A Tory leader stealing a traditional Labour backdrop. One particular image that day, so dreamy the campaign team put the lifelong Labour supporter with his battered homemade banner on the manifesto cover. You dug it out?
Yeah.
You wrote this yourself?
Yeah.
You're on the back of the Conservative manifesto with this?
Yes, they actually sent me the manifesto.
Yeah?
And it's on the back of it. I was over the moon.
We've polled some of the Labour seats that went Tory in 2019 to see whether Boris Johnson is holding on to his new friends in the north. Here's where the two main parties were in share of the vote in these 45 seats at the last general election. When we polled these same seats 4 months ago, Labour had surged ahead, the Tories had dipped. This was pre-vaccine during the November lockdown. Now, 4 months on, and the Tories have pulled back to their general election position, Labour just slightly better than their general election position.
Fair enough, he put us into lockdown a bit late, but he was trying to keep the economy going as well. There was Brexit coming, there was everything, he had everything on top of him. He seems to have got through it all. He seems to have come out the other end an even better man.
The 17.4 million people have voted for Brexit.
Dave Forder was also there when Boris Johnson came to town.
I have a long memory on some leaders, Tory leaders, especially Margaret Thatcher.
Do you think this guy's different, Boris Johnson?
Oh yes, I do. I think he cares more for the people, probably, whereas Margaret Thatcher didn't.
So what's driving those party numbers? Is it the party leaders? Last November, when we first polled the seats the Tories gained from Labour, Boris Johnson was getting a net negative rating. He's now got a positive one. Keir Starmer, over the last 4 months, has gone from positive to negative. 55% of all the voters we polled said it was unclear what Keir Starmer stands for. 37% of Labour supporters said the same.
I think Boris is strong, and he says as it is. And if he disagrees with you, he disagrees with you, he'll tell you straight away.
And Keir Starmer?
No, he's too hesitant.
So Keir Starmer, well, he started off good, but he's sort of fizzled out in my eyes.
The workforce is drawn from seats like Redcar, voting Tory for the first time in its history 2 years ago. Labour would have won it back on our November poll. In the latest poll, it stays with Boris Johnson.
I don't think anybody else could do much different.
Keir Starmer wouldn't do a better job. What do you make of him?
I trust him as far as I can throw him to. No, I'm not keen.
Yeah.
I think they've got a lot of things wrong. I think they should have closed the borders and all that before, when it first started.
But you don't blame Boris Johnson for that?
No, not really. No, he can only do what he thinks and what he's told.
You'd stick with him for now?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I just wish he'd comb his hair. Do something with it.
The vaccines rollout has boosted the Conservatives here, but Rishi Sunak's budget also seems popular.
With this fare loan thing, the money has to come from somewhere, and people have to, tighten their belts.
Our polls suggest the budget earlier this month has gone down well in seats like Redcar. A big majority supporting the idea of corporation tax increases. A majority too for the idea of freezing income tax thresholds. Where the government does come in for fierce resistance, though, is over the 1% pay offered to NHS nurses. A big majority against that.
For them to get 1% is just, they may as well just not give them it in the first place. I think it's shocking.
You think the Chancellor's good news?
Yeah, definitely.
Rishi Sunak?
I think he's good. Well, don't we? Definitely. He seems to have his head screwed on the right way and everything about him, isn't it?
Our polls suggest voters here think that Tories have the better policies on areas like COVID and running the economy. Labour's lead on the NHS has dwindled to virtually nothing. That's helped pull voters who looked like they might have strayed last year back into the Tory fold, raising the prospect that seats people thought would never turn blue might just stay that way. Gary Gibbon, Channel 4 News, Redcar.